Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you are and when you will be seeing this particular video. Okay, in today's recording, we will be trying to demystify the what we call the mastering Google Drive delivery. Okay, and then also talk about the ATS. On several occasions, we know that sometimes you will see people taking their time. Okay, you will see people taking their time, a whole lot of time. Just let's say, imagine that you spend 48 hours straight pulling all-nighter, all right, writing a flawless script, setting up a perfect visual lab, or configuring a beautiful cloud environment, only to send it to the senior engineer or a client or a hiring manager, and they get to the big red screen that says access denied, request access. Okay, so instantly at that moment, in fact, the whole work that you have done for all this while is completely ruined. Okay, because it simply means that the person probably might not have the time to come back to start asking for you to send the grant the access or stuff like that. Do you understand? So in a professional world, if your link doesn't work on the first click, people move on. Okay, people move on. So now let us talk about how we can be able to send a file or a document using Google Drive, at the same time giving it the exact permission that we intend to. Okay, so the first thing for us to do, we will be going to our Chrome. Okay, we'll be going to our Chrome. All right, so when we get to our Chrome, we'll go to drive.google.com. So when we go to drive.google.com, we are waiting for it to open. All right, now when you look at this particular place, you will see where that says new. All right, you will see the home, my drive, computer, shared with me, recent, stare, and so rest of them. Okay, so now we want to talk about how we can be able to upload a file, giving it the right permissions. All right, and also be able to share it to people. All right, so now first off, we want to share a file. Okay, we want to upload a file. After uploading that file, we can now share the entire repository or maybe documentary folder. Okay, so first thing first, we come down to this place and then we create a folder. Okay, we create a folder. Sorry, that is for adding folder. All right, that is for adding folder. So sorry about that. Okay, so this is new folder. Okay, not upload folder, new folder. So we click new folder. What are we calling this folder? ATS class. All right, ATS class. So we go to create. All right, so wonderful. We click to go into that ATS folder. when you look at this particular place, we see that we are currently on the ATS folder. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do, this is the technical aspect of it. We can either come to this place and then import a file, or upload a file, or upload a folder. Okay, so let's upload a file upload. You can also use the screenshots. Okay, so now maybe let me look out for one particular file that I can probably upload. Okay, all right, let's upload this particular file. When you click that particular file, you click on upload. Now you can now see this particular file here. Okay, then after uploading this file, you hover to this particular face. All right, you go to this three dotted line. Okay, for us to be able to give it access or the permission that it requires. If I copy this right now, okay, let me just copy the link. All right, if I copy the link and go to this place and then open this particular link, do you see what I'm saying? Access denied. All right, so now he's saying that you needed an access to be able to get involved in this. Many people will just look at you and will just be like, this person must not be serious. All right, and then they will continue with the activity of the day. All right, but we do not want this kind of a thing. All right, so now let's go to this particular place that says this three dotted line. If we go to that three dotted line, there are three ways we can be able to choose this particular permissions or permission level. Okay, there is three ways we can choose this permission level. The first one is targeted share. Okay, targeted share. In this particular targeted share, you can go ahead and add people or group. Okay, so when we go to this particular place, let's say we go to this share. All right, we are going to share. Now I can come down to this place and decide to add an email. I add an email, and that email I can decide to give this person editor, commenter, or viewer. If you do not have anything to do with this particular project, I might just give you a viewer, so that when you view it, you can also be able to download if you so wish. Do you understand? Then let's say you are part of the system, you are part of those that are doing the job. I can give you a commenter or maybe editor. Commenter, you can be able to correct something that we did on the particular project that is not the way it should be, and then we'll work on it. All right, but now I just want to give this particular person a viewer. Okay, a viewer, or I can decide to give any of these. All right, so when you do that, you send. Okay, you send. Now you send this. Now when you come down to this place, you will notice that this particular link, all right, you see this. Okay, sorry, that's not yeah, you see this particular link. It says is sharing this particular, has shared the following item, and this is the item. So you can click here to open it. if you go back to this place and refresh this, you will have access, because already I have shared this particular link with you. Do you understand? I have shared this link with you. But if I do not share this link with you, you do not have any business getting to open it. All right. So now, that is the first line of sharing, okay, which is called targeted sharing, or rather, what I refer to as a secure way of sharing, for sharing a file. Okay, so there is another option, which is option B. Okay, the option B is the link sharing. Okay, this is when you want to make a particular file public, or you want to have it on your portfolio, or you want to want people to have a general access to it. All right, remember this particular link in question. Let me copy this link. Copy. If I go back to this, which is a friend's email, and paste this link, the person will have access denied too. Do you understand? But remember that I have already granted an access to this particular file. Okay, but I want to make it in a way that it will have a general access. Okay, that anyone that have this particular link can be able to view it. All right, if I come down to this place and go back to share and go to share, or I press Ctrl Alt A. All right, so now I can come down to this place and say general access. If I click on this place, I said anyone with the link is now asking me what do I want anyone with the link to be able to do. I can say viewer, commenter, editor. Do you understand? Of course, there is no way I can say editor of this particular link. I can only give a viewer. Okay, so when I do that, I come here and copy this and then click OK. If I click OK, right now I have given this particular file a maximum permission, meaning that anyone that has this particular link can be able to see this file. All right, so now when it comes to someone like this, if I refresh this, you will see that the person will not be asked to grant a request for access, because I have already made that particular file open. Do you understand? So that is just it. Then another thing again is the advanced security. All right, where you try to double check your security on your file. Okay, so when we click on these particular settings, okay, and go to settings, or rather we can also use this environment. Let's go back. Okay, mistake. This is where it is. Okay, so when you go there, you can be able to see a place where you can turn off the share. Shortcuts, go to share. Let's go to share. Okay, settings. So we can also come here to turn off any of these that we do not want. Okay, it says people who can download copy or print. Do you understand? So if let's say we are saying that maybe this particular file, we just want you to view it on our AnyDesk, and that would be it. All right. We can decide to come to this place and say allow editor to change permission and share. All right. People who can download, copy, and print, editors, commenter, and viewers. I can come down to this place and remove this. I can turn this off, I can turn this off, and can turn that off. All right. So if you are sharing an intellectual property, okay, let's say proprietary configurations or a sensitive code drafted that you don't want any leak or a copy without your permission, you can always come here and run that particular disable maybe this, okay. Even the editor might not be able to copy it, might not be able to download it. Do you understand? So that is again an advanced way you can be able to secure your file. All right. So now if I go back to if I go back to this place that I had that particular file, all right. Okay, let me just go back to this. Go back to this. All right, look at this. Look at what you are seeing here. Initially, you saw a download and all the rest. But if you come to this place, you cannot be able to download. You cannot be able to download anything. Okay? You cannot be able to download anything. What if I click Ctrl P to print? Do you see what is here? I'm trying to, let's say, because I cannot be able to download, now I decided to print it. All right? But if I click Ctrl P, instead of it to allow me to print, do you understand? It will just show me a blank page, so that if I print it, nothing will show because I disable it from there. Is that okay? All right. So that is that about the Google Drive sharing. Okay. So the next one. Okay. So now we talk about ATS optimization. All right. So when we are talking about ATS, we have already know how we can be able to share our file or our work. Okay. How do you make sure that this your intellectual, or this your how do you make sure you actually get the job, okay, to show that, let's say, you are doing well, or maybe you have already prepared your portfolio and so rest of them. All right, and you already know how you can be able to share your work. So now, but you find out that in several occasions you will go online, apply. Take for instance, if you go to something like let's just use something like LinkedIn. Okay, let's just use something like LinkedIn. Okay. All right. So you go to LinkedIn. All right. And when you get to the part where maybe you are seeing an application, all right, or maybe you want to apply for a particular job, or you are looking for a particular job, all right, you will be seeing something like 200 people have applied and so rest of them. Okay, let's just say cyber security remote job. Let's just say, okay, just for instance, all right. So now it says 1 week ago, 31 people clicked apply, promoted by hirer. Do you understand? What this simply means is that there are people that already have their CV on the LinkedIn, all right? Whenever jobs like this pops up, they just click on apply, all right? And now, whenever you click on that apply, what it will ask you is just to send your file, okay? All right, let's just choose a particular one. Let's say security analyst open to remote. All right, so this particular one, or maybe we can go for this, which is still remote. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Over 100 people have applied for this particular job. And you will also come down to this place and click on apply. When you click on apply, it will maybe initialize, try to get the information that you have on your LinkedIn. Do you understand? And use those information, those CVs and so rest of them, and apply for this particular job for you. All right? But most of the times, you notice that after applying for that job, nobody responds to you, nobody talks to you, nobody wants to hear anything from you. All right? If I come down to this place and say apply, he's going to try to use information maybe that I have previously, okay, to apply for this job. I don't want to do this so that my information will not be exposed. All right. So now, remember, we have over 100 people that have applied for this. Meaning that, do you think that a hiring, someone that do the hiring have the time to go through these 100 or thousands of applicants every particular time? They do not. They do not have that time. Do you understand? Hence, we talk about ATS. This ATS, what does it mean in a simple or in the real life scenario? Okay. The full meaning is Applicant Tracking System. Applicant Tracking System. This particular Applicant Tracking System, you can think of it as a firewall. Okay? Right now, because the AI resume builder, okay, and remote jobs are all over there, companies are getting hit with massive distributed denial of service attack, okay, of let's say applications. Sometimes over 300 resume per job post. You can imagine a job that, okay, just imagine this particular job. They have only but one position or two positions, and they are getting like 500 or 1,000 resume. It's going to be crazy. All right. So this particular ATS, what they usually do is that in order to protect their time, the HR team will deploy a firewall to automatically drop unqualified candidates and rank the rest. Okay. Let's say you have a job. Okay. You're applying for a job, and this job says that, of course, every job has their descriptions now, right? Show match details. This might not work, but that's not. Look at this place. Look at this particular place where it gives details about what this job is all about. All right? What this job is all about. If there are special kind of softwares, excuse me, that they require, you will see it here. All right. And then when this particular ATS, applicant tracking system, is reading this your CV and it doesn't see any of these requirements that these people are looking for, your CV or your resume will be flamed. It will be thrown away. All right? And this is exactly the reason why you see a lot of people telling you that I have been applying, I don't apply tire. There is nobody responding to you. Nobody is even saying that, sorry, you did not qualify, or sorry that you qualified, or stuff like that. Nobody has that time, because the AI that they have already set up to read your resume, to check for the qualification, have already thrown it away. All right? So now, when these particular unqualified candidates are being thrown away and the rest will be linked, so if your CV isn't optimized, the firewall will flag it as either spam or your application gets silently dropped. Okay? So now, what we are trying in this particular course or this particular program to do is to be able to optimize our CV in order to bypass all these filters. Okay? In order to bypass all these filters. So how do we do that? So we are going to do this by, first or foremost, we can use a no-code formatting rule. Okay? No-code formatting rule. So when we are talking about, let me write it out for those that maybe will be interested. Maybe I could use a doc.google.com. All right, so we are talking about no-code formatting rule. Okay, we insert a blank document. Okay, meaning that we can actually type here. So the first step blueprinting is we can say no code formatting rules. Okay, so when we are talking about no code formatting rule, an ATS doesn't read a resume like a human. All right, it passes it into a text database. Okay, it passes it into a text database. If your formatting is too complex, the database corrupts. All right, the database corrupts. Take for instance, zero text box. Never you put anything like your information, all right, or your whatever you want to do on a text box. There are some people that you will see, they are, let me power my word. Okay, okay, you can see them, or rather, let's go back to the ATS. Let me power some samples of okay. All right, so now when you look at this, let me click on this. All right, let me click on this. When you click on this and it opens, and looking at it this way, you will just be like, wow, what a very nice CV, right? What a very nice CV. Everything is good. You can see the picture of the person, do you understand? And so rest of them. You can also go ahead and check and see other ones. Okay, maybe Okay, this one is beginning to look like it, but not yet there. There is every tendency that if we scan this, we might not have enough compatibility. All right. Then we have other ones, okay, that we can be able to utilize. Okay, look at something like this. This is a CV, okay, but this one is ATS more or less optimized. All right, so but let's use the one that we had earlier. Let's copy this and go to paste this here. All right, some people can come down to this place and put up something like a box and put up something like a box. Insert, they can insert let's say a table. Let's just insert a table. Okay, this, something like this. Maybe this can have something like let's say jobs and roles. Job roles. All right, you can have this, and then maybe we do it this way. You can say maybe sales representative. All right, maybe you can decide to add the place of the where you were doing the representative, like integrated overseas ICT. All right, integrated overseas ICT services. All right, services. Sorry about that. All right, so you can now say that my duty as the sales rep is to whatever. Do you understand? You see, this alone simply means that this will be flagged. There is no two ways about it. Once this is on your CV, the ATS will just throw it away straight up without thinking twice, without even talking about, as in without even telling anybody anything. Do you understand? It will be flagged away. All right? So that is the first one. All right, so we said that never put your information inside a floating text box, because the ATS might read them out of order or ignore them completely. Okay, so it means that is either he sees this as is not important, or even though you have all those qualifications that they needed inside this place, it might decide to just overlook it, that this person is not serious, and it goes this way. All right, then another one is a standard layout over the visual flare. So again, avoid a side-by-side column unless they are built natively using the Microsoft Word column. Okay, so online templates with complex columns designs are usually built on invisible text box, okay, which mostly this ATS is considered to be a garbage. All right, there are some people that when you go online, all right, when you go online, let's say you decide to go online and this is our Google. I can say United Kingdom resume formats. Okay, we can use formats, all right, or templates, let's just say. All right, So now you come down to this place, you now see a template that you like. First, this template, or you saw a friend of yours using a particular template. This is wonderful. We will not make use of this one yet, but then, all right. So you see a friend of yours making use of these templates that you are looking at. Okay. Maybe you decided to download any one of them and then use any one of them. You understand? While you are using any one of them, you might download the one that has some of all these things that we are saying that it should be avoided. All right. And then to you, in fact, you have gotten everything that you wanted. Everything. And as such, in fact, it seems that you will be the one to get this job. All right. So whenever you download a particular CV or a particular resume, please be conscious of the information that is in it and what you are applying for requires. Okay? And always make sure you update your CV or your resume anytime you want to apply for a particular job, so that those things that they are looking out for, all right, that they want when you are applying, that they want to see all those things, you can be able to impute them. Okay? You can be able to impute them. When you impute them, it will make your CV to stand a chance to even have a second review. Look at this. Everybody that looks at it will just be like, wow, nice, and so rest of them. But there is nothing nice about this. Nothing. This is my CV, and this is what I have been using for some time to apply for jobs and doing this and doing that. Do you understand? But at some point that I got to understand what this ATS is all about and how they are working, I don't need anyone to tell me that I need to update my CV. Okay? So do not impute any visual flair, or maybe just have a column insert on your CV. Then another thing again is that no graphics or icon. Can you see graphics here? This is a picture, a full picture. No graphics or icon should be included in your CV. All right. So do not use something like a bar chart or a progressive bars to show your skills level. Okay. Maybe you want to show a bar, you want to use a bar to show that 80% Python. Maybe you are grounded in terms of you are very good with Python, 80%. Okay? Because computer do not read all these graphics, and is just a wasted valuable space. Okay? Then another thing again is that don't reverse chronological order. Okay, your most recent experience goes absolutely at the top. All right. So anytime you see this particular one that says strong leadership, kineko. Do you understand? What you should have this particular place here is your most recent skills, or your most recent activity, or your most recent information. Okay, all those tech experiences that you have should come first, so that if the person that is reading it get to this point, the person will just be like, oh, okay, cybersecurity consultant, so and so yeah, so and so yeah. Do you understand? Other than maybe reading to the point where it gets to the last part of it before it can be able to have the information that you want to pass. Is that okay? All right. So another thing is the standard section headings. Okay. The blueprint is what we are dishing out right now. Okay. So the standardized section headings. Do not use creative name for section. Okay. use the exact variables, okay, the software is coded to find, like professional summary, experience, education, skills. All right. Do not go and use one kind information. Maybe my know-how, things I can do, and so rest of them. So use all those professional information like professional summary, technical skills, education, and so rest of them. Okay. All right. So apart from that, another thing again we need to consider before we walk through the full-time optimization. All right. Although this we are talking about is still part of the optimization, because if you have all these in check, then your CV must have been doing well. All right, there is another thing that we call the metadata structure. Okay, so for every project or job in your experience section, use this exact order so the machine index can pass this particular metadata correctly. Okay, take for instance something like job title, role, company name, location, dates. All right. So when you are talking about job title, let's go back to, okay, you see where I said job title and role, cybersecurity consultant. Okay, company name, solution brain boss. Okay, actually this is supposed to be, you see all the things that I'm dictating. I once used this particular CV, but look at this. This is supposed to be X instead of SS. All right, X. Then the location. This particular organization is based in Dubai. All right, and the date carries the month, year, and year. All right, from when you started to month and year to when you ended that job. Okay, you see this one says 2023 till present, but which month did you start this job in 2023? All right, and if you have ended this particular job, which month and year did you end that particular job? Because that is actually one of the things that this ATS will use to determine your experience, your years of experience. Okay, not all this one that you will go and type that I have 20 years of being a cybersecurity analyst, and I have this one, I have that. That is what it will use. All right, so that is what we say, or what we discuss when we talk about the metadata structure. Okay, so now, how do you scan or test your CV to maybe check for the optimization? All right, all these things that we are saying, let's say you have done a perfect job in writing your CV, following the ATS and so rest of them. How do you scan them to be sure that even where it is going, that it will be recognized? All right, so that is what we are going to do. All right, so we'll be talking about why we, let's say when we are talking about cybersecurity, we'll talk about vulnerability scan. Okay, on your resume before you submit them. Now, when we are talking about vulnerability scanning, we want to scan for vulnerabilities, all right, before it gets to the hand of a wrong actor that can be able to use it to compromise our systems. We want to be sure that the information that we are passing to these people can actually pass their ATS, their applicant tracking systems. Okay, so that if we do not get any job invitation or job interview, we will know exactly what is the challenge. Is that okay? So now we talk about the first method is for us to run what is called a plain text or Sandbox test. Okay, this is free and this is immediate. Okay, let's say we go to this particular open text. We go to this we open our documents or resume. Okay, open our resume. Okay, when we open this resume, we go to file, save as. All right, when we are saving it, let's save it as a plain text. Let's save this as a plain text. This is a plain text. All right, this might give us the information, but let me not use this particular one because this particular one might pass. Let me choose another one that I have been using. All right, so look at this now. Okay, so let's go back to the file, go to save as. Okay, go to this particular place. It's already on a desktop ATS class. That's the folder where I have this, but I want to save this as a plain text. So saving it as a plain text, I can now click on save. Okay, I can just decide to save it anyways. Okay, now I have already saved this, so let me go back to that ATS folder to open this particular resume. Hold on, please. Okay, look at this. So now, what I'm trying to do now, I will open this particular file that I just saved. Okay. I just opened this. All right. When I open this, what you are going to be looking out for here, you are going to be looking out for word scrabbled. Okay. If you have, let's say, informations, do you have a clear information here? Okay. Take, for instance, this can be a resume. Look at this. Key project and the initiative, other experiences, education and certifications, and so rest of them. Do you understand? So now, you will be looking for what you will see in the plain text is exact what the ATS sees. All right? What the ATS sees is exactly what you are going to see on this particular plain text. Okay? So, looking at this, where is my picture? Nowhere to be found. All right? Look at this 2022, present. What does it mean? Yeah, we understand that is the starting of the job and then maybe when that job ends. But which month is this job started and which month is it or which month did the job ended? All of these things are the things that the ATS will see. So if it looks completely or it looks like a compiled junk code, okay, you fix the format before taking it to the program or before sending it out to someone. Is that okay? Then another method is where we use online optimized scanner. all right, to be able to scan for these particular CVs. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my browser, all right, and type job scan, okay, .co. Oh, my mistake, please. There is a typo here. Jobscan.co. All right. You can also use resumeworded.com. resumeworded.com. Okay. So now, if I come down to this particular place and decide to scan for a particular resume, all right, I can come down to this place and it will ask me that I should drag and drop my resume. Okay. So now, if I go to this place and click, I'm going to the ATS because that is where I have the video, that's where I have the resume. Okay, ATS. All right, so I decided to scan this. Okay, right, so like we rightly said before, okay, what we needed to do is to input our job description here. Okay, so if I go to this place, you can see a job description or about job. All right, so I'm going to copy this. About job. Let's see if this can be. Okay, let's see if this can work. All right, so we copy it to this particular place that we have a job description or about the job and all the rest. Okay, when we have it there, we scan. All right, so when you scan, all right, it's asking us for login. I think I have accounts with this, if I'm not mistaken. But nevertheless, I will just, okay, I think I have accounts with them. Okay. Okay, so when we paste this particular job description, all right, this and then we upload. This scanner will act as a mock ATS, matching the text that we have already imputed alongside with the optimization score. So anything from 70 and above means that we can be able to get to have interview with them. But if it is lesser than that, then you will be able to see what you needed to correct. You see the hard skills, says 16 issues to fix. Do you understand? You can also go ahead and fix this and then keep scanning until it says otherwise. All right. So when you look at this now, you see that say requires 4 required. Okay. Highlight skills. Let's go to this place, networking, and okay. Say network traffic, Kineko. All right, some of all these things, you can take care of them. All right. When you take care of them, look at this place. Look at what we have here. All right. Look at what we have here. And then we have this course. This is the score. This is the job that we're about applying for. All right. And then this is the description. Okay. So he's not saying here that some of all these things that is being said here, that we do not have it. Okay. We do not have information on how to analyze emerging threats, configure and troubleshoot security tools, and monitor whatever. All right. So some of all these things are the things that it requires us to impute. All right. We can still try to do a AI optimization, because of course everything is going towards AI, but it will be a very terrible issue or example that you use AI, purely AI generated CV or resume to apply for a job, which you still know that AI is still going to be the one to run the scan before HR will have access to it. So we can just go to this particular point and do AI optimization. This might be paid version. Okay, how to use one-click optimize. So you can sign up and use 7 days premium services. All right, you can say maybe later, depends on what you want. All right, so but if you look at this, you see that I have a low score. I was expecting to get at least 70 and above. Okay. All right. So at the same time, like we said, looking at these things, we will also be able to see that this scanner provided us with reports showing the missing high priority technical keywords. All right. Tools and what may not, like what we talked about in this particular place. All of these are probably missing. Okay, so it needed to be in my CV for me to hit maybe 70 and above. Okay, so that is what that simply means. All right, then we have the third method, which is the front loaded. Okay, this particular place is where we walk through to load some keyword parts. All right, instead of writing something like, let's say you want to write something like, I use Splunk to monitor logs daily. All right, we can write, let's locate our Google Word. Let's say I want to write, I used Splunk. Okay, I use Splunk to monitor logs daily. Okay, instead of this, so sorry about that, I'm in the office. Instead of this, instead of doing this, all right, instead of writing this, I don't know, I hope you can be able to see this. So instead of writing this, you can just write you can write sim log analysis. Okay, when you do this, you can just said optimize, utilize Splunk to monitor system log daily. System log daily. Okay. Reducing incidents response time. Okay. So instead of writing this particular this word here, I use Splunk to monitor log daily. We can write a SIM solution analysis, all right? Utilize a Splunk to monitor system log daily, reducing incident response time, all right? So this will make our CV more ATS optimized, okay? So this particular section is something that's, of course, a lot of people out there is looking for, all right? They are looking for a way to have access to, it's just like you writing a mock exam before you get to the exam. Sometimes you will be conversant with the questions that will be asked during the exam, all right? So that is exactly what this ATS and then the scanning systems is all about, all right? So see you. Make sure you comment, share, and like and subscribe, all right? Also drop some comments because we will be monitoring and see the other things that you want us to educate you on, and then we are going to do that, okay?